Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to our Q&A session of the BRICS Summit. Regarding the BRICS Summit, I'm going to talk to you today. And when we talk about, there are new things coming out. Actually, in Russia, they moved to uh, Chinese yuan, right? That's my last video. I made this last video to explain you about the BRICS Summit and about the oil crisis in Europe as well as in new declining of the dollar and America in a recession. This is what is I'm going to talk about today, right? In this episode of short video. Actually, we segregate the things once we segregate this video. First thing is Russia and China not relying on US dollar anymore because I would think actually US made a bad decision and they made the biggest mistake in the history to intervening the not directly indirectly intervening to the Ukrainian war as well as NATO, right? Because that is one of their biggest mistake they have done, colliding with China, colliding with Russia. This is the most difficult part they have, and I'm not saying about the US military. I'm not saying anything about the US strategies. I'm talking about their strategies about the geopolitics as well as choking Russia, right? So actually, first thing, Russia made new trade route over the Arctic Sea, over the Arctic Circle, because which is they can reduce the amount of time by 25%, and also uh, the cost of the journey and the cost of the routing, it will be more than 40%. It will be gonna crosswords and it will gonna down. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to the time consuming, Russia, if let's say from Japan to, if any cargo vessel, if it wants to go to London, how it goes? It comes through the Arabian Peninsula. It comes through, first of all, it comes through the Malacca, and from the South China Sea and Malacca base, and from Sri Lanka, from the South Asia, and it goes to the Arabian Sea and the Red Sea. Then it crosses the Suez Canal, and then it comes to the Mediterranean Sea, and through the Casablanca, it will come to the Atlantic Ocean, right? But if they can pay a little amount of money through the Alaska, if it goes uh, to the Arctic Circle, through the Arctic Circle, it can reach reach through the Iceland, it can reach the UK. So this is the Russian strategy right now, and I think it will gonna be work. It will gonna be work. That's number one plan. Plan B, Suez Canal and also Panama Canal will be pointless if the Russia open on its trade route through the Arctic Circle, because they have an advantage. What is the advantage? Arctic Circle is melting, and also if you see declining of US dollar, what is the basically what is the you can say what is the cause of this? What is the reason of this? The reason, of course, people taking money out of the banks, and also American Federal Reserve made the biggest mistake. They make the fake money. They make the fake money means they print the US dollars again and again and again. It drives through them into a total recession, complete recession. That's number two. And these new printed money not based on the gold or silver or real estate or anything like that. So people pull out the money from the banks which has been deposited in in America, and they invest gold, and they invest silver, they invest platinum, and they invest real estates. That's what is happening right now in USA. And also the sanctions in 2022, trade sanction and oligarchs, which has been dismantled and dispatched by the US, and also from the NATO and European Union, it's not gonna work out. Why I'm saying you like this? Because number one, Russia's oil production has been increased within a year. It means 2022 until the March of 2023, it has been increased by 40%. Why I'm saying you like that? Because there are three reasons. Because of three countries: Kenya, India, China, and Japan. Finally, again, because they want the Russian oil because it's cheap, number one, and number two, they have high demand because they are trying to. It's a kind of America get bullied by Russia. I would say like that. And secondly, because of the high demand, the number of billionaires and the trillionaires living in Russia has been increased from 85 to 250. Right. So I would say at last Russian economy is getting stronger. Right? We have to accept that bitter truth. We have to face to the reality. Nothing is going to work out and nothing has been changed because of this reason. Because America's strategies and geopolitical strategies has been failed already. That's number three. And these three countries, remember, uh, China basically, and India, and Japan and Kenya. These three countries has been tightening, and they need the oil and gas. And instead of Europe, Russia is gonna pump the oil and selling the oil to these three four countries. So it makes the Russian economy into the more stronger and more alliances, and as well as uh, they will become rich. They will become more powerful. So American strategies has been followed, and U.S. Economy has been declining, and U.S. demands has been declining. It is the cause of high demand and dominance of the dollar will be crashing. No more dollars dominance in the world instead of dollars, because instead of dollars, yuan will be uh, the major currency. Chinese yuan and ruble will be the major currency. And also some of the predictions has come out that any country uh, that can you can say that can they can deal with their own currency. So it's a kind of a good thing, because one thing I'm always saying in my videos: nothing is permanent in this world, right? Nothing is permanent in this world. If any superpower, look at the superpowers before: Portuguese Empire, fallen; French Empire, fallen; Russian Empire, fallen; Soviet Union, fallen. Throughout the history, right? And Dutch Empire, fallen; Spanish Empire, fallen; Roman Empire, fallen; and Greek Empire, fallen, right? Arabic and Ottoman Turkish Empire, fallen. And also you can say some Mughal Empire in some parts of India in early 13th century, from the year starting of this millennium, right? Until 16th century and 17th century, until the British and the Portuguese ruling the India and Pakistan. That was 19th century, the until the second quarter of the 20th century, right? And Empire has been fallen, and Chinese Empire has been fallen. So this is the way of the world. The world become into a new level, new pattern. The order of the world will going to be crashing and will be going to be changed. Everything is changing in this world, because this is the strategy, and this is the nature of the mother nature, which has been given to the humankind, given to the mankind, because nothing is permanent in this world, right? Nothing is permanent in this world. So that's what has happening after the BRICS summit and after the foolish war. America, US, and NATO and European Union, what they have done to, as a result of, they are cheating their own people and they are cheating their own countries or their own territories in order to gaining the power. This is what has happened at the moment. Europe is declining. European Union is declining economically and socially and politically. They are declining, and I don't. But I cannot make any prediction because I don't know. I am not a predictor. We have to chalk this one, and they have to make a pre-plan how to get away from this situation. If they are willing to talk with each other, and if they can, if they can some kind of make a resolution, I think that would be much more better to the future of this world. If not, this will be a big disaster, big disaster, because for the future generation as well. It will drag through. I do not know whether, I cannot say whether it will be dragging through into another world war. We cannot say, but could be, maybe. So this is our video today. Also, China has made a big deal. Mr. Mr. Helinsky and President Xi Jinping, in Chinese president, they had a phone conversation, dragged into more than 1 hour. But they come, China come into the hierarchy, in the top of the hierarchy, and China comes to the field, and if they want Zelensky to, if the China act as a real peacemaker, that's fine. But you know about the Chinese history and the Chinese system and their socialism and communism and the system. That's, we cannot trust the Chinese, because what they have done into Pakistan and Sri Lanka, they make the bankrupt and they destroy our economy, Sri Lankan economy. So this is the, basically this is the biggest issue at the moment we have. Uh, they have made our political leaders, especially the Rajapaksa government in Sri Lanka, they have made a lot of mistakes, biggest mistakes. They made the state corruption, they made the political corruption, they made the financial corruptions, and that's how, that's what has happened to Sri Lanka, and that's how it has fallen. So same thing happens into the, if any state corruption happens, if the political leaders are not much more stronger, and if they don't have the pre-plans to the future of its own people, if they're cheating on their own people, this is the result any country can be faced. You can say lot of many more examples. You know about the Uganda, you know about the Myanmar, you know about the Sri Lanka, you know about the Zimbabwe, you know about the Syria and Lebanon. This is what the result has happened throughout the decades into those countries. Because we make voting, we talk about the, we are the people, we talk about the uh, election system and also democracy. Finally, it has been fair. We get cheated. Politicians made us fool, make us fool, and they, once they come to the power, they destroy the country and they are looting the country and they do it, looting our resources, our money, and our human rights, everything. But if you talk about China in future, anytime, I would say Chinese political system can be collapsed, which has happened into Soviet Union in under the Perestroika. Uh, this is a very sad story, but I do not wish soon it happens into China, but it can be fallen into any time, because last few months ago, and around 1 or 2 months ago, early before, Chinese real estate market has been collapsed. Chinese economy has been collapsed. So can be, it can be another another point, another reason Chinese political system also will be collapsed. but I don't know. Maybe, but it's not an easy thing because in Chinese PLA and also Chinese government is very strong at the moment. They don't have Chinese people. They don't have human rights. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't have freedom of press. They don't have freedom human rights. Nothing at all. Unlike you and me, right? So they are not enjoying, and they are not feel. They don't feel about the political system as a good, because Chinese people, they are going away from China and investing the money into the other world markets, especially into Europe. So this is the basically this is the one of the reasons Chinese economy could be collapsed at any time. If if there is a war, if China invade Taiwan, things will become into worst. That's why because whole entire world will be relying on the Taiwanese semiconductor industry. If you talk about the mobile phone industry, internet, uh, network backbones, network equipments, and routers and switches and clouds, everything. If you talk about the microchips, and if you talk about the processors, if you talk about the semiconductor industry, everything rely on Taiwanese market. So if in case China invade Taiwan, will become into shutdown. Right? I heard recently China found they discovered some kind of a space weapon which can jam the satellite and destroy the satellites. Of course, they are the world number one power in the military. United States, if you think about the comparison between the US military personals, China has more military personnel in PLA, but if you based on the equipment wise, if you make the comparison, US has more equipment than Chinese, right? So high-tech equipments. Let us see who will be in this glittering and glamoring saga. You can say it's a kind of a Game of a Throne. You know? It's a kind of a Game of a Throne. So who will take the throne? But nobody can have a throne in forever. Forever. It can be fallen at any time and anywhere. This is how the world is rotating, world is ruling, and this is the Mother Nature. It's Mother Nature. You cannot predict anything in the world, right? We are passing in a very difficult and very unpredictable time in this world, right? Anyway, this is my video today. This is my another episode, third episode about the BRICS summit and the fallen and crashing the US dollars and US market and US economy, and world is becoming into a new shape. World is changing into a new shape. This is my third video. Adios, and see you in another great video with Saranai, and God bless you all of you. Bye bye. See you another great video. Have a great day.